What is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of consciousness, existence? Why are we here? What are we doing here? We're in a universe, a black empty space filled with stars, and a planet going around a star. My dogs are playing in the background. Why are we here? Why are the dogs playing? What's the point? Well, see, I think that you can learn a lot from nature. Like, what's the point? Is it just reproduction? Is that why we're here? Well, I feel like I'm just going to show you my opinions. There's, of course, the nihilistic view that life has no meaning. There's other views that life has meaning from God and all this different stuff. I just want to just share with you my raw thoughts. So, life has no inherent meaning at all. Completely meaningless, no point to it at all. But here's the thing, is that's beautiful. That's very meaningful. Here's why. Because if life had a certain point to it, a certain meaning, then you would be forced to climb up to that mountain point. You see that? You couldn't choose your own mountain, your own points to climb. You couldn't choose what your point of your life is because it's already destined for you. And so I feel like that life having no mountain to climb, no point, gives you that blank canvas to where you can create whatever life you want. You see, if you want to be a true artist and create things from scratch, you have to have a blank canvas for that. You have to have a blank canvas to create what you want to create. And I feel like that the Bible says that God created us in his image. And I think that part of that is true, that we are like gods in a way, that we're human beings, but we are creators. We are artists. We create things. And we do that because there is no inherent meaning. There is nothing that we have to do. Our destiny is really to find out what our destiny is. Because if you think about it, what's the meaning of God? What's the point of God's life? Ever think about that? What's the point of God's life? If you say creation, well, God didn't have to create the world. Why did God create the world? Play, creation, creation itself. Creation itself is the meaning of life. We create. I mean, think about it. Reproduction. If you speak in evolutionary terms, the meaning of life is survival and reproduction. But if you think about it, we are always reproducing our ideas. You don't have to ejaculate into some hole to reproduce. You can actually ejaculate into somebody else's mind. You can reproduce your ideas into other people, impact them. The meaning of life is connection with other people, intimate connection with reality. That's what spirituality is essentially about, is an intimate connection with reality. And connection is on the personal level, the physical level, and the spiritual level. You got to be connected with yourself, with nature, and you got to be connected with other people, and you got to be connected spiritually, emotionally as well. And so I would say that the meaning of life, there is no inherent meaning to life, but I would say it's like to help people, guide them towards their own meaning that they want to create, their own artwork that they want to create in this world. Is the meaning of life is creation itself. The meaning of life is play. The meaning of life is connection, relationships. Because that's what you're doing. When you're doing art, you are connecting with a higher part of yourself. When you're doing art, you're connecting with other people. You're connecting more with yourself, with your own godly human gifts. Because your creation comes from God, from the source of all consciousness. Our intelligence comes from a higher intelligence. You see that? So, I don't know. These are just my thoughts here. The meaning of life is creation, connection. That's just the key thing that I want you guys to take away. The two C's. The meaning of life is creation and connection, and reproduction is creation. That's how I would define that. So we are always reproducing. We're always creating. You know, we're building buildings. We're building TVs. We're building art. Why are we doing this? Why is what we are doing as human beings is part of a larger system. The universe created us. And then we in turn are creating other universes within our universe through movies, through plays, through all this different stuff. If you think about it, it's just amazing that you can shift your consciousness to seeing yourself as a human being in this universe to really being the entire universe, experiencing a human being. Like, look at your hands. These are the universe's hands right now. God creates through your hands. Your hands are God's hands, and you get to create whatever you want in this life. It can be for good or for evil, because the shadow of God, this is going to piss a lot of people off. I'm going to just say it anyway. The shadow of God is Satan. We all have a shadow. The shadow in psychological terms is the part of ourselves that we repress, we deny. We all have a dark side. We all have a dark side to us. Even, God. God has an all benevolent, all powerful, all good, but also with benevolence, we also have a shadow to that. We also have a balance of, it's that yin yang, that we also have a dark side too, that, God is capable of doing bad things. If you look in the Bible, God turned a lot of those people to ash or stone when he looked at him in the Old Testament, God allowed the flood to happen, but there's a purpose to why the flood happened. There's lessons in tragedy, and that's what God is showing us, is that part of destruction is creation. That creation is not just building things, but creation is also tearing things down as well. So there's lessons with that, and all that is good. There's goodness to destroying something to create something else. So there's just my ideas out there. Remember, there's my ideas, so don't take them seriously. If my ideas piss you off, then maybe that's something that you need to look more into yourself, to examine more. Because really, this is just however you want to think about it, and I'm just sharing you my thoughts. So I hope it's helpful. Get connected, get creative, and go after it. You're beautiful, you're strong, you're amazing. Have a blessed day.